Richard Burns Rally Podcast. In English! Easygoing RBR talk with honest opinions. Topical races, topics and quests. Welcome and hello, and this time we have a special episode about e-LARC, and there's only two guys here, and we are not going to go through the current races, current mods, anything like that. We are just focusing now on the e-LARC, a new series of a new season that has just started. And well, thanks a lot for ride, Christian Schulberg, and welcome. Listen to Richard Burns Rally in English. I think there is some people coming from Christian Schulberg's stream that may be even driving this series. So welcome, and yeah, we have a little plan. We are going to talk what is the e-LARC, the whole series, and who are doing the e-LARC, who are the people behind the series, then the history of the e-LARC, history of the series in Richard Burns Rally, and then the 2022 season after the history. What is different, what is new, and let's go through the rules, calendar, car classes, everything like that. There's some special little details on the rules also that are interesting. And then at the end, let's speculate a little bit about the 2022 season. What will happen, who will be the top drivers, who will be maybe a surprise driver, and that kind of things. And let's also check a little bit the current rally that is already open, the first rally of the season. And we have extremely good situation for this episode now, because the people, the guy who is here with me is the main organizer of the series. So welcome, Ignas Augustonis, also known as Kuperis.
Hello everyone.
And yeah, no more introducing at the beginning. Let's go straight away to our topic, and let's start to talk what is e-LARC. Where's the name coming from, and what is the whole thing?
So e-LARC is the official Lithuanian Automobile Rally e-Championship. Actually, it is supported by Lithuanian Automobile Sport Federation, and it is the first national championship ever in the world.
Yeah.
Virtual rally championship in the world, to be clear.
Yeah, and I think that's really that kind of thing that we need to highlight. You know, the first ever, and even at least for me, it has always been really interesting thing, and something that I like respect, that it is like official. There is some special feeling when you do your registration to the championship and when you start the first rally, because it's so official, and it's, you know, it's difficult to say what is the best thing on this series, but for sure that it's so official, it's one of the best, at least for me as a driver. And let's talk a little bit how it is visible, how it shows to everything that you do, and how the e-LARC is on Richard Burns Rally, that it is so official. What is the difference compared to the maybe some other series that is not official?
So I can start with the background of this championship. So actually, I was organizing the same championship, Lithuanian Automobile Rally Championship, but it was under the RBR LT community flag. And at the end of 2016, I met one of the main rally people in Lithuania, and we started to discuss why not to have the official championship.
Yeah, so it was, what was the year? 2016?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, at the same time, we had the first really popular simulator soup, and it was a really known simulator soup. And they started to discuss also with Motorsport Federation. But unfortunately, first tries were not successfully. But at the start of 2018,
Yeah.
we started some discussions. Also, I met with the president of our Motorsport Federation, who was at that time, because we have now another president. But so big thanks to that president, because he accepted our idea. He heard us, and many thanks to him, and also to the whole federation, that they accepted actually a new discipline in Lithuanian motorsport.
Yeah, and basically, as you already say, this first that kind of series in Written Burns Rally, or on Sim Rally, I think in general, in the whole world.
So we didn't manage to find any championships which were supported by their motorsport federations. So I think we are the first one.
Yeah, I mean, if someone knows that there was some championship, that kind of official championship before the e-LARC, feel free to tell us about it on the chat or on the YouTube comments afterwards or whatever. But we are living on that in that with that information that this was the really first that kind of championship, and at least I have been thinking that same thing even before this podcast episode now, so I really think it is like that. So the first championship, or let's not go there yet. Let's start a little bit. I mean, you are, I guess, the main person behind the e-LARC series, e-LARC championship in recent Burns Rally, and well,
Like I would like to be the main man of Rich and Burns Rally.
yeah, and well, we did your introduction on the first episode, first Written Burns Rally English episode. I think we are not going to repeat that now, but who are the other guys behind the series, or who were the guys when the CA Championship and the World e-LARC thing started, and are those people still with you? Has there been
Yeah.
some new people and that kind of thing? Who are the people behind this?
So actually, one of the men is the same man who helped me to talk with Motorsport Federation. So yeah, he is still with us, and he's helping me with some management questions, with communication also sometimes. But actually, he's my teacher of the whole of the main things of marketing, to finding us sponsors, and
Yeah.
so on. So I would like to say to him big thanks. I don't want to say his name, but if he's listening us, then I really hope that he's understand that I am talking about him.
I guess he understand, and same that we cannot hear his name, but I understand, and that's okay.
He's not doing RBR, but
Okay.
sometimes he's driving, but he's driving like for fun. He's coming uh, to the that simulator swoop, and yeah, just we are driving when we are meeting. Just we are driving for fun sometimes.
Yeah. So that was
And
the guy behind the marketing and sponsoring and that kind of things. But
yeah, he's
is there?
helping me
Yeah.
with this. And the other man is one of the drivers in the series. And also, as the sim guy, he has some really good experience in motorsport management in real life, and the other guy also has the same experience. And he's helping me with some marketing things, and yeah.
So a lot of help for that kind of things, but all the other things like the amazing web page that you have and the road book, making the rallies, deciding the stages for the rallies and that kind of things. Those are or everything your job.
Yeah, especially my job is actually sports site is the main thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I'm writing some posts. Maintaining web page and some all other things. So yeah.
I can send to the chat the link to the web page, and I will put it also to the YouTube descriptions, video descriptions, so you can go and check the web page. I mean, it's amazing, and for sure we can take a closer look and talk more about the web page when we talk about this current season later on. But already, if you want to go and check, I mean, this is really good example about the amazing work that Kuberis has done and is doing for this series. This is amazing how everything looks. It's so professional. It's crazy good job what you are doing, and of course the other people as well. Those jobs are not just so visible. They are affecting the background. So there's now 3 people behind
Yes.
the e-LARC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any other guys? Or is that the team?
It is the team now. We had the plan for this year to invite 1 or 2 people more, but unfortunately our budget is not so it's not allowing to have more people at this moment. So
yeah. Is this you say your budget is not enough? So is there some money behind the e-LARC, or is everything done by free? If you want to answer.
Actually, I'm doing this for free,
Yeah.
but of course I am the author of this idea, and so we have some budget. And
Okay, that's clear. And yeah, those were the people behind the e-LARC, and I think we can talk a little bit more about the history. Especially when the championship started. I guess I was driving 2020 or 2019 some races,
I
but
can't remember now.
yeah, it was 2020 when I got the podium, and 2019 I did my first ever e-LARC race, if I remember right. But when was the first championship, and was it like before that? When was the first championship? Was it 2018 or even before?
No, it was 2019. So.
Okay. And it was Czech plugin.
Yeah, it was held on Czech plugin.
Yeah.
Actually, the first our 3 seasons were held there.
Yeah. And
talking about the drivers, how many we had. So at the first season we had like over 250, and
it's quite good.
Yes, I would say good, because we say to federation that our motorsport federation that we're expecting to have 100 150 drivers.
And back those years there was not so many drivers in Ritz and Burns Rally, if I remember right. The whole Ritz and Burns Rally, it wasn't so popular as it is nowadays. So getting 250 drivers on first season, it's really good number for in my opinion.
Actually, the main drivers of those seasons were from that season was from Poland, Czech Republic. So
Yeah.
The most popular countries in Czech plugin.
Yeah, that was clear on that time, Czech plugin time, that those are the strong countries. Was it really clear decision that it will be the Czech plugin? I mean, was there any other options? I guess no. Yeah.
No, because we were all the time focusing on Czech plugin. So as I mentioned before, we did championships with RBR LT flag, and so yeah, at that time the most popular and known plugin was Czech plugin. So yeah.
How about then? I mean, now the web page and everything are best in the written virtually for sure, and I guess one of the best in the world, e-sport, or at least what comes to the sim racing, what I have seen. But on the first season, was there already some proper web pages and that kind of things?
No, it was that page. The first hour page was created by Wix. It is a online grading tool,
Yeah.
something like this. But we didn't like this, and the next year we switched to the WordPress, and we're staying with this and with this platform, and we are really happy with this.
There's a lot of reasons to be happy. How about any other things? Did you have? I think Facebook you had, all some things around the season at the beginning, 2019.
Yeah, so until this day we have Facebook page, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yeah, so it was already right at the start, quite basically big all the happenings around the series as well. So
Yeah, social medias are one of our key things which we're also focusing uh, to popularize RBR and e-LARC.
yeah,
E-LARC name especially also.
yeah, and for sure it's good for the full Richard Burns rally. It makes the Richard Burns rally to look really good and better when there are series like that and championships like that with a proper web pages. So it looks more professional the whole game, not only the championship. Uh, how about the following seasons, 2020 and the last season? Was there some, developing things, something new things from the organizers before we go to the 2022? But those 2 years between the starting year and this year, was there
So,
anything updates?
so going back a little bit to 2019,
Yeah,
actually we didn't know anything about how championship is going to look like, and so actually the first year was like only for collecting all information to understand all things how it's working.
yeah,
We had some experience before 2019, but of course the to organize official championship is like one or two steps higher than a community championship. So yeah, it was a new experience for us, for our team. So yeah, and the next year, 2020, were quite went quite the same, I would say. But of course, the whole COVID thing
yeah,
uh, offered us a new challenges. So yeah, it was a kind of challenging year, but at the same time, we had uh, over 300 drivers who enrolled to this championship. Of course, that COVID thing was one of the main things, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, people have maybe a little bit more time and possibilities to do sim racing.
Yeah, and I know that, let's say, Fanatec eShop was mainly out of stock. Their products were
Yeah.
out of stock. I remember really well this, and
Yeah, I remember too. Many places were all the time.
yeah, and especially I know also some drivers from Lithuanian rally drivers. Also, some of them decided to to buy simulators.
Yeah.
Their own simulators,
So that was
and
basically, it was a bad thing in general, but a good thing for sim racing, at least a little
yeah,
bit on some point. Uh,
yeah.
I was going to ask. You said it was like learning and testing the first season. Was there any main things that you learned from the, or something that you think did like wrong on the first season, or that kind of things? Or was it already like, okay, this is really good, let's continue like that?
Mainly, we were testing with social medias
Ah,
things.
okay.
Uh, Talking about the sport side, uh, I don't know. Actually, one thing came up that we must do things much precisely than before, because there are no place for mistakes actually, and of course there are sometimes we're having those, but when we are organizing this championship, especially in the sports side, you cannot make mistakes.
Yeah, and his specialty is so official and everything, so it's quite important. Do you feel any pressures? Because I guess, yeah, like all the social media and that kind of things, even counting the points, you are doing all those things, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I am feeling some pressure. Or the main pressure, I think, is the social media thing.
Okay.
And there are some moments when you don't have any ideas what you want to talk about, what you wanted to write something.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I am feeling pressure. Uh, yeah, and so also talking about this year. So before the start of the first round, I felt some pressure also, especially in the sport side, because as you know, maybe some know, we switched to the RSF.
Hmm.
So it was our the first proper race organized there, and yeah. But I mean that I'm organizing championships since 2013,
Yeah.
so I'm feeling quite uh, comfortable, and I have confidence
Yeah.
with
You know what you are doing.
I really hope.
What do you think if there would be some people like who is good on social media and that kind of thing? Would it be good to have there some people in your team who is focusing on the social media?
Actually, so that man which I mentioned was the first hour of my colleague. So he's giving sometimes ideas about the
Okay.
posts, but mostly he is writing press releases.
Oh.
Those press releases are released to the main Lithuanian news pages, web pages, and yeah, sometimes we are seeing that those pages decides to upload our text with even with the photos from the event.
Well, that's that's nice. But yeah, was there something else to talk before moving to this season? Some top drivers during the first years. Can you remember? Just don't need to put them any order, just some names. I'm interested to hear, and I guess you remember someone who has been winning. And I guess if I remember right, there was like really many car classes. There was like four-wheel drive pro and two-wheel drive pro, which were international classes. Then those same classes with only Lithuanian drivers and quite many classes, but you know, let's not care about all the car classes. Just some name of the top drivers and a little bit about the history, how the races has been during the first years of e-LARC and during the Czech plugin times.
So I'm trying to open our statistics now at this moment.
So you don't remember, you just check from statistics.
Yeah, so actually the first ever winner of e-LARC event was Jurek Bogdanovic.
Not a surprise.
Yeah, and the first rally started at the January.
Yeah.
And there was, after that rally, it was 5 months break because we didn't mention before, our championship follows our real championship calendar.
Yeah, that's a good point to mention.
And yeah, we are holding rallies, we're organizing rallies 2 weeks before the real rally starts. So yeah.
Is there some reason why those are 2 weeks before?
Until this year, it was 1 week. Okay. But this year we decided to change to 2 weeks because we are going to check replays.
Yeah.
From the drivers.
So you need the time. But what was the main point? Because some of the championships who are following the real life rally calendar, they are organizing the Richard Burns rallies. Yeah, sorry, you said before. I was confused that after you know, for example, the VRC. Those are after the real life events, so they know the weather, they know the stages, how were the stages, and that kind of things. So that was the thing that I was confusing a little bit, and also thinking that why you do it before the real life event. You don't, for example, you don't then know the weather. You cannot simulate the weather, for example. I guess you know the stages. You can simulate the stages as good as possible, but for example, the weather you don't know.
So going back to the meetings with our motorsport federation, so
yeah.
The first idea was to have events, virtual events after the real finish, and but our federation said that we would like to have in another way.
Okay.
And yeah, the reason is actually the marketing thing, I would say. Yeah, because I talked with some real rally organizers, and they are following their statistics with Google's. Yeah, there is some system with related with Google, and you can see really clearly that after the real rally finishes, then the popularity of that rally goes down.
Yeah.
Really declines.
I 100% sure. I see the point now when you say it to me. I understand it really clearly.
Yeah. And so when we are having rallies before real rallies, then I would say that our virtual rally really helps to grow up that hype for the real rally also.
Yeah, for sure. That was interesting to hear and something that I had never thought myself. But for sure it's working like that. What were we? We was talking about the top drivers before something that lead to that where we were just talking about. So let's continue with the driver. Jurek won the first event.
Yeah, then I remember Thomas Bach won 1 or 2 events.
Yeah.
And also Tyler Buck from USA.
Yeah. Those were I remember all those names, those 3 names. Really good drivers back then. And well, Jurek is still driving, just won the VRC event, but I think the Thomas and Tyler, those are not driving anymore.
I know that Tyler is sometimes is driving RBR, but
not racing on online.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the champions of the first year? Do you have some statistics or do you remember the names?
I remember that Tyler won in the main class.
Yeah?
I can't remember that class now, but
yeah, it doesn't matter. Tyler was the champion of the main class. That is the that is the information that I was looking for. How about the other classes? Can you remember?
Not so much, actually.
Okay. Well, I think the main class is the main point, at least for many of the people, like the international drivers. You had the national classes as well, but those are not so interesting for the international drivers.
Yeah, at that time we had those classes, and there were 2 criterias. The first one is which car you are driving, and the second one was the experience.
Yeah.
So there were pro and rookie classes, and pros were those who are from Lithuania, and they managed to win something in RBR LT championships, plus all international drivers. And rookies were only Lithuanians, those who didn't manage to win something before.
I remember I was reading the rules back then and it felt a bit confusing. So in my opinion, the current system that is now with the car classes is a lot better and more clear. How about the second year, 2020 and 2021, then the third year? Some top drivers. Can you remember some, at least the champions of the season? I think there's no point to go race by race the history, but the champions and the winners of the class, and maybe some, if there's some other names that come to your mind.
So 2020, I really remember well that we had really fast Lithuanian driver, Davidas Navickas.
Yeah.
And he was a rookie driver, to be honest, and he managed to win his second ever proper rally in Czech plugin.
Okay.
So it was a really unseen thing before. So yeah, and I can't remember now how many events he won during that season, but I think 2 events at least.
Yeah.
And I remember really well that also we had Nikolai Gryazin.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, And there is one interesting thing with Nikolai. We had Rally Rokiškis event, and that event, of course, was 1 week before the real rally. And Nikolai drew this rally.
In real life also.
Yeah, in real life also.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah, and in the virtual one he crashed, unfortunately, but on the real one he managed to win this one.
Okay.
And I remember really well when after the rally finished, I was at the last spot. I sit to my car and I launched my car and radio started to play. And it was a rally radio, and at that time a reporter was talking with Nikolai, and during that interview there was a question about the e-LARC, and he said that he draw a virtual event, and even he started to talk about the dirt rally. and he said that dirt rally is a not good one. RBR is only rally simulator.
That's like the best comment that your kind of Richard Burns rally organizer can hear from rally radio.
I don't have the recording, but I would like to hear once again, at least.
Maybe you should ask from the radio station if they have recordings.
I really hope one day, maybe.
Yeah. It sounds really legendary, Cliff. But at least you remember. That is the most important thing. You remember how it was and how it went. Yeah. Did we already talk about the champions? No, of the 2020 and 2021.
I can't remember about 2020.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
And yeah, so going to the 2021, we did some changes. The first change was the logo, where we updated logo, and that logo is really similar to the our real other championships held by our Motorsport Federation. Also logo, and we decided that we want to focus even more on social medias. And yeah, we started to do some other things. We started to make some visuals. Also we had 3 ambassadors of our championship. Even Nikolai was one of them.
Who were the other ones?
The other ones were from Lithuania. So one of him was a BMW driver. We have BMW Cup. Really popular class. And at that time he was doing really popular vlogs from his rally life, and and also he's driving e-LARC also. He as far as I remember, he haven't missed any e-LARC event yet.
That's good.
And the other driver is the driver who started to drive R5 last year, and he's the main sponsor of the championship.
Okay.
So yeah, 2021 winners, I would say. The championship was really tight in the most popular class once again, and Tobias Hult managed to win.
Yeah.
And then we had in the same class we had in P2 and P3 Lithuanian drivers. Arūnas Gilys was second, and the third was Deividas Navickas.
Okay. The name of the third driver that I cannot say as good as you, that is I remember. And I know the name, and the second place wasn't so familiar for me, and of course Tobias Hult I know really well.
We know all.
Yeah. Has there been any prizes or anything like that during the years? If I remember right, there was something even that if you win the e-LARC, you can take part of some kind of like season end parties or or that kind of thing.
Yes.
Am I remembering right?
Yes. So talking about the prizes, during those years, we only provided prizes only for the champions, Lithuanian champions, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And and the second and third place winners they were getting diplomas, and Lithuanian championships from Lithuania, who are from Lithuania, they were invited to the rally season gala
Mm-hmm.
at the end of year, and at that gala also you can talk with real rally drivers. You
Yeah.
can chat with them, and it is a really good also thing in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I also like it. Yeah, and it's like combines the e-rally, the simulation rally, and the real life rally. That those are on the same gala. And I remember it must be the 2020 season. I was talking something with Janne Lahanen, my teammate, and Richard Burnsley friend that if we won and we get promise to go to the gala, we rent a car here in Finland and drive there to party with you. But I guess at least I didn't win then, and I can't remember if Janne win it. So we didn't rent the car and didn't drive to there with you. But maybe some year. Yeah, that was our plan back then.
So yeah, unfortunately, we didn't had any gala event at 2020 because that COVID thing
Yeah.
was the reason, unfortunately. So last year it was only the second such a kind of event for our winners.
Okay. What do you think this year? Is there going to be again that kind of thing at the end of the season?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because as the change came up with the classes, so
Yeah.
we are not sure if Lithuanian drivers are going to win. But I really hope that somebody will manage to win.
Yeah, it will be nice to get more Lithuanian drivers also to the top of the leaderboards. Let's see. Maybe, as you said, what was the year? Can't remember anymore. But B2 and B3 was taken.
Last year.
Yeah,
It was last year.
yeah. So there is some potential for sure, and why not? Maybe
Yeah.
that's the history. If something comes to your mind, you can still tell, and I also will ask something if something comes to my mind. And also, if there is someone on the chat who want to ask something, feel free to do it. But let's then move to current season 2022 season, and one big thing. I think the biggest thing, the biggest change was moving to the Rally's Influence plugin from the check plugin.
Yes. Yes.
Was it a really clear decision for you that you are going to do, and what were the things that you were thinking that okay, this is a good reason to move, and this is maybe not, and that kind of things? Can you tell something from the about the background of that movement.
So let's start with the thing that RSF at the end of 2020 added a really good thing. I mean BTB stages, and those stages are supported to be used online also. So yeah, it was already a sign that something is coming really big, and yeah, so we were following RSF during 2021, and at the middle of that year, so we decided to make a championship for Lithuanian drivers on RSF, and yeah, and the that first championship was kind of good, let's say. Then we decided that let's try to organize something for everyone, not only for Lithuanian drivers, and we organized M3 Cup.
Yeah, I remember that. I was driving also.
And yeah, that showed that okay, RSF is really promising.
Yeah.
And the last thing, it was after that event, it was clear that RSF is the choice, at least from our side. And it was a Rally Lithuania event.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a really nice event for everyone. So yeah, and yes.
Those were the backgrounds. More stages, good feedback from the two like test championships and also on the one test rally. And of course, it's what is good thing. Also, it's easier to use and install and everything like that. And now it's really easy to say that it was good decision because so much little improvements and even bigger updates has come and are coming all the time. So I guess all of the people who are doing e-LARC and all of the drivers are really happy that e-LARC is now happening on Rally Fun plugin.
Yeah, at the start, of course, there were some doubts about even from us.
Yeah, I think it's quite natural. It's big thing to move, and the check plugin it was so familiar, and it was like working really well. Basically, there was not big things that were wrong. So it's of course it's quite natural that people are asking that, are you sure it is now good to move and that kind of things.
Yeah. So those championships were like an area to test RSF.
And I really like again the professional approach of e-LARC that they do 2 basically test championships and 1 test event before they make the decision to move. So everything, the background work is done really good. It just looks so professional. I'm saying I think many times during this podcast that it's so professional, but it is. It's really good. And I guess the web page, how they are now, this is also update for this year. Last year those were not so good. Am I right?
Yes.
So, I mean, go and check. The link is on the chat and will be on the YouTube comment. But would you like to tell something about the web page now? Do you feel it would be a good thing? Or is it?
Yeah, of course, we did it because we expected to be much better than previous version.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can find all information about the championship, how to start there. Also, even we made a little instruction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just checking the instruction. This is really clear, and And it's quite important, it's still not the most simplest game to install, and it's really good that you have that how to start thing on the web page. It's really easy to see and really easy to read everything from here. And yeah, then you have the history here. Yeah, well, you can continue. I was just telling that this is really good.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, as I mentioned before, we have instruction, we have all information related with this season. Also, we have a page for the history also.
Yeah.
And you can see that there are some like 2 paragraphs about each season. Even you can check the standings from the previous seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the same time we are caring also about the history.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I mean, I already checked something before the podcast, and now when I read again this text, there's a lot of same things that you were just telling. It's nice. Nice to see a little bit about the history as well. For the people who have been driving, it's nice to like go back to those times and days, check what happened, and I guess also for the new drivers, they can go and check that where this is coming from, the whole series, and what has happened, and who has been the winning drivers and that kind of things. And yeah, this overall it looks so good, not only good but really simple and easy to find everything and be on the web page. Sometimes some web pages when they're trying to do really good and amazing, it's so messy. You cannot find anything. There's a lot of graphics, lot of videos everywhere and that kind of things. But I think this is a really good compromise between everything nice and amazing, and then it's still simple and clear. Really easy to find everything here.
So yeah, it was one of our targets to have this to just to make people to find easy all related
Yeah.
and necessary information.
And I think all the other series of Rich and Burns Rally can go and check this webpage. Like this is the goal at least. And if you can go even close to this, it's really good. And one thing that I especially like, I mean this is totally my favorite, is the uh, page where you can see the competitors and the teams. There's some information from all of the drivers. Many of the drivers have a photo profile picture. You can see how the driver is looking, which is nice. It's not only the name of the leaderboard of Richard Burns Rally. You can go and check how he or she is looking, and then there's some information from the driver. You can click it, and you can see how many rally wins a driver have on e-LARC, how many podiums, how many special stage wins, his country, his social media, his car, his team, and some photos of the car, and also the sponsors and the partners of the
Yeah,
driver.
you can even upload the logos of your sponsors if you have.
Yeah, I mean, I just opened it. Tommi Mäkinen page, my teammate. He has the RS8, RS8. I don't know how to say those letters in English, but anyway, he sponsors, and we can see the logo here. And I think again, one step closer to the, I would say, real life and some kind of professional, more professional things. You can see the sponsors, and maybe this also is message for some sponsors that there is some point of sponsoring even a little bit of the e-rally drivers also.
Yes, because also we wanted to make a platform for our championship drivers that they could show their sponsors
Yeah,
even on the our web page, not only on the car as a sticker.
yeah, and it's I don't know. I someday when I have time, I'm sure I go through all the drivers and check the information. I like this a lot. And also same thing for the teams. There's logos for the teams, and when you click open, when you click the team on the team page, you can check the drivers, some little information about the team, as there was some information from the drivers. You can see the country of the team, when the team was born, and then team manager, name of the team manager, and then you can click and open all the driver profiles who are here on the team. So it's yeah, this is good. It's just good. Best ever I have seen. Sim racing webpage. Okay. I think, and one thing I want to say about the social media thing before we move to talk more about the rules of this current season and the calendar and that kind of things. It's like a driver point of view, it's really good, the social media, because many recent Burnsley drivers, they put a lot of effort, for example, to the car skins, the painting of the car, and it's nice feeling when you see your car on the social media post of the rally organizers. It's it's important. It makes more sense, and it's a motivation to drive good and make the car skin good, and it's like boost the, how would I say, the more rich and burns rally culture, that you have that kind of things also. It's good for the driver point of view also, not only I think for the people that they can see what is a e-LARC and that kind of thing, but as just a driver who drives these events and who definitely know what is a e-LARC and what is Rift and Burns Rally, there's also that kind of little good things on the big social media effort that you are doing. And yeah, rules and car classes and calendar of this season. Let's start to talk more about this season. Should we start with the rally calendar? There's 6 events on this season, and as it's already mentioned, those are following the real life calendar that you have.
Yes.
Would it be good to go just maybe a few words about each of the rally? I think that would be a good plan.
Okay, so the first rally has already started. It is a replica of the rally which will be held in Poland, not in Lithuania, because the first round of the real Lithuania Rally Championship will be in Poland. So maybe we should talk about this rally more after we talk about the rules.
Yeah.
The second rally is Rally Žemaitija on June 23rd, 28th, and this one rally is a really classical rally in the real championship calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, it has really fast roads, but at the same time there is some technical sections. The third event was postponed. I think it was we informed about this maybe last week, and actually it should take part at the end of this month, but unfortunately the real event was postponed, so we decided that we are postponing this event, and it will take part on July 7th, 12th. And this rally is a really known because it is 100% the fastest rally of the whole events, for sure.
Okay, I'm looking for that then. And on the photo that you have on the web page, background of the rally information, it's Finnish states on the background. So I'm looking for Finnish kind of roads for sure now, and waiting that kind of stages.
I would say that it's not showing clearly that it's going to be finished stages, but
Yeah.
Let's say that this photo was taken from the last year's event, the same event. So yeah, that rally, I remember that even virtual rally was the fastest there. We were trying to make this, and I remember that also that one of the stage winners from last year, the top speed was over 150.
The average speed.
Yeah, the average speed. Yeah,
During one stage or during the whole rally?
during the one stage.
Okay. Yeah, that will be fun and interesting. And I think, well, let's continue the whole list, but there's like different kind of rallies on the season, even if we are all the time on gravel. But still,
Yes.
it's not like same thing every time. It's a little bit the differences.
Yeah. So Rally Rokiškis, it will take part on July 28th and August 2nd. So this rally actually is the most difficult one, I would say, even on the real calendar also.
Why?
It is the longest rally of the season.
Okay.
So and to finish that rally is already achievement, even in the real life. So and the history of our championship shows that this rally is uh, the, the 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 most difficult one also. So
It's interesting. It's just before the or after the fast rally, the fastest rally. You have the
yeah,
really fast rally, and then you have this kind of more survival rally, I would say.
yeah,
And there on the information
correct.
on the web page, there is reading that on these state or on these roads you can find almost everything that the other rallies have. So quite,
Yes,
I guess there is fast, technical, narrow, wide, rough, smooth, everything.
yeah.
And I hope it will be raining.
Let's see.
How you decide, by the way, the weather? Because you don't know how it will be on the real life rally.
Uh, Actually, when we organizing rallies 1 week before the before a real event, so we were looking at a meteor system, and yeah, and we were trying to replicate the weather, but
Yeah,
of course, as we all know, as we all know that weather forecast things is just sitting and guessing things. So
yeah. It's not so easy to guess the weather. You know what will
yeah,
be, what it will be on the, you know, after 1 week or even 2 weeks. So, but
yes,
yeah, you have to guess a little bit. I can't hear the meteor system word without laughing. it's it's so legendary, but yeah, I hope you have a really good meteor system there. Then the fifth round.
yeah. So the penultimate round, Rally Electrelli, it will take part on August 25th and 1st. Yes. So yeah, this rally is known because it is the most technical rally in the calendar. Yeah. So and as you see in the English version of calendar, you can see that we are writing that you can expect legendary special stages, but we're mentioning we have in mind the real stages from the real life, not from RBR. So
yeah, of course.
yeah, and that region has really good stages, in my opinion. The best, even the best, one of the best for sure. And even on those stages, rallies took part even in the Soviet Union times.
Okay, so it's really traditional roads.
Yes, yes. All legendary Lithuanian drivers, Stasys Brunza, Eugenijus Tomilavičius, drove on these roads for sure.
Yeah.
With a lot of VFTS.
Nice. Then the final one.
Yeah, and the final one is Rally Utena on September 22nd and 27th. Yes, so this rally in real life was held in others town, but this year it's going to be moved a little bit, but the real organizer will be the same.
Hmm?
So yeah, and this region in real life haven't seen summer rally for 14 years. Yeah.
Oh, so it has been always held on winter.
Yes. Yes. Utana town was a town, capital town on winter rallies.
Okay.
So yeah. So finally, my hometown town will have
Okay,
summer
it's your
rally.
hometown.
Yes.
Nice. You will have your home rally.
Yes.
Organizing your home rally and also driving your home rally.
Yes.
Uh,
Actually, it is a special thing, I would say, because you have more motivation to finish this, and you really want to finish your home rally, even it is organized in virtual area. So
yeah, well, of course. I mean, same kind of feelings. When, example, when we have the Rally Finland on VRC or on other championship as well, there is a little bit extra feeling when I'm driving it compared to the other rallies. So I totally understand. It's interesting because on the information that there is on the webpage of this rally, there is that interesting and long unseen special stages. Would you like to open this a little bit more, or it is just good that people are sitting here and guessing and they don't know what this means?
actually, it is from the real life also. So
Okay, so does that long unseen special days mean that there is like long and new stages?
I really hope that RSF will upload new stages
Yeah, well,
just before this rally.
yeah, well, that's a good point. That it's quite difficult to use long and unseen special stages in Richard Burns rally. Yeah, that was the calendar, and one more time, it follows the real rallies. What is the like the how would I say? Where the idea of the Richard Burns rally calendar also came from. Then should we talk a little bit about the car classes? Those are now. I can't remember how the car classes were last year, but we were talking about those four-wheel drive pro, two-wheel drive pro, rookie, those kind
Yes.
of things. Those are now history. Now there's a new system.
Yeah. So we decided to make a new system because there were like two reasons. Let's say the first one was that uh, those categories pro and rookie were not working since 2020, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and we could see quite clearly that some rookies were faster than experienced drivers, pro drivers. So yeah, I think there is no point to make those categories with experience criteria. Uh, And the second reason is related with the real life.
Yeah.
So we have actually kind of a similar system, or at least the first 4 classes are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
In the real life.
And of course there is the 5th class full of BMWs. It's, I guess there's more different kind of BMWs in real life.
It is idea. This idea came up because we have LARC 9 class. It is a class for BMW cars, and those cars actually are are limited by regulations. So you can modify car, not so much, let's say.
Yeah.
And those cars at the performance level, they are pretty much the same, and it is a really interesting to follow when those cars are kind of similar.
Yeah.
And also it is a cheapest way to begin uh, uh, to begin rallying in the highest hour championship.
Yeah, I see. Cheap cars, quite equal. You can have a good race. Not the fastest cars. It's promising a good competition, I guess.
Yeah. So as far as I remember, last year during the whole season we had like about 20 drivers
Okay.
in this class, so it is a promising.
Yeah. But yeah, should we go quickly through the car classes?
Yes.
So, would you like to do it, or is it my turn now?
So yeah, I guess I can start.
Yeah. This is
So yeah.
your championship. This is your job. I'm now just interviewing you, basically.
Okay, so e-LARC 1 class is a new class actually. The new the new cars in this class, let's say.
Yeah.
Before the this year we didn't have any WRC cars, and now starting from this year we have WRC cars. All WRC cars manufactured before 2017.
Yeah.
So in other words, we have all WRCs except WRC Plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have you can drive the championship with even with the legendary Ford Focus, Volkswagen Polo, RWRC, Ford Fiesta WRC, and yeah, Skoda Fabia WRC also. So
Yeah, and Subaru Impreza. That's also
yeah.
quite legendary. That is on that WRC 2.0 car class in Ristenburg Rally.
Unfortunately, we don't have Peugeot 307.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If they do it realistically in Ristenburg Rally, it won't be a really good choice. But it's interesting on this class because on that WRC 2.0 class, on those cars, they have there is a active center differential, but then on the WRC 1.6 there is no. So it's quite a big disadvantage for those WRC 1.6 cars. But on the other hand, I think the suspension is maybe a little bit better, and in general those are a little bit smaller and little bit here and there better cars. So it's also interesting to see how more fast the 1.6 WRCs are than the 2.0s, or are they even faster? I mean, I haven't done any big testing. I just know that especially on tarmac, the older WRC 2.0 cars, those can be really fast on written virtually. But I guess that especially on the rough gravel, the newer WRC 1.6 cars are maybe faster. But it's interesting to see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, a good point.
Then, second class.
Yeah, second class is for R5 cars and S2000.
And
So
Rally 2 nowadays.
yeah,
This
Rally
is
2.
this really nice and simple system how they are naming these cars.
Yeah, before the after this system came up, so everybody was saying what the hell you are doing, cafe and so on. But I mean, I I really like the system, the current system, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It
the
is a
Rally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah, it is a more logical,
Yeah, well,
in my
it's
opinion.
simple, but it's just easy to mess with among those people who knows the old system. But
Yeah,
especially for the new people, it's clear and simple, of course. Good
yeah,
point.
yeah. And also we have S2000 cars, and uh, before the season we didn't had them, and yeah. But of course, those S2000s were not so fast as R5s.
Yeah, especially on gravel and rough gravel, I think. Maybe on tarmac, those could be close, but I guess on gravel, no chance.
Yeah, no chances. And let's say that on e-LARC we don't have any tarmac stages. Maybe we will have like one or two,
Yeah, like
and
super specials or that kind of things.
yeah. So even S2000 won't be fast on those stages because mostly super special stages has uh, those stages have mm, hairpins and some really slow sections, and with S2000 if you don't want to stop your car, then you must use clutch. Otherwise,
Yeah, there is no that low torque on those
yeah,
engines.
yeah,
But even though those cars are not maybe or definitely are not the fastest, and this class won't be won with S2000 car, it's interesting to check if there are some drivers who will drive the S2000 cars and will be like challenger and check how fast, how good they can be with that car. It's nice and interesting, but users can fight for the win. But there's like other kind of fight and other kind of challenge what you can take by choosing the S2000 car.
I remember that only one or two drivers chose S2000 and at this moment.
Yeah, well,
So
that's not a big
not so much.
surprise.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But we added this class because the real life also.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
basically, why not? If there's some people who want to enjoy and who like to
yeah,
drive S2000, it's nice. Why not?
yeah, yeah.
Then third class.
e-LARC 3, the new class. So let's see. Actually, we had R4 and N4 cars before the season,
Mm-hmm.
but it was at the same class with R5s, and for sure those Mitsubishis and Subarus wasn't so popular. But let's say that Mitsubishi car is really popular on Lithuania rally tracks, and we can see quite clearly that at this moment that this class is actually really popular among Lithuanians either. So yeah, and also we have a new class, Rally 3 class, or just a Ford Fiesta Rally 3 car.
And again, interesting fight inside the class. It's Rally 3 against R4.
Yeah,
Really different kind of cars. R4 cars, you have again active center differential, big engine, lot of torque, but not so good suspension and a lot of weight. The cars
yes,
are heavy and those are quite big, especially the Mitsubishi. It's like it's a big car. And then
yeah,
you have the Rally 3, really small engine, not so much power, not active center differential, but really lightweight. And in my opinion, a little bit better suspension. So it's interesting to see. And actually, I did some testing on the shakedown stage, and on that stage, I was, if I remember right, I was 2 seconds slower with the Rally 3 car, but I had a lot better setup, a lot more tested setup with the R4 car. So it's like 50-50. I cannot say. It depends a little bit about the stage also, that
Yeah.
what will be the, which will be the faster one. But it's again like interesting fight between the cars on this class.
Yeah.
Then class
e-LARC,
number
e-LARC
4.
4. Yeah, e-LARC 4. So we have mostly front wheel driven cars. R3, Rally 4 or R2, Rally 4 or R1. So yeah, uh, a good class for beginners.
Yeah, and I think of course then there is those BMW class as well, so there's like something for everybody on this. You know, I guess everyone will find some car that they like to drive. If, you know, in case there's someone who only likes some really old cars. But basically, if you somehow like the modern rally cars, there will be something for you. What do you think, which will be the fastest car class or category on this e-LARC 4 classification?
Do you mean the fourth? Yeah,
Yeah,
classification. I think Rally 4 is going to be the
yeah,
quickest one.
yeah. I guess too. I have like zero experience of these cars, but I think it's going to be like that. And I think the R3 is so old, and
Yes, yes, yes.
there is power, yes, but it's somehow it's. I think maybe it's. Is it then too heavy, or is the suspension more? It's not so good or something. But what I have heard from the front wheel drive car drivers is that the R3 is not so good than the Rally 4 or even R2.
Yeah. Actually, R2 are slower than Rally 4 for sure because
Yeah,
Rally 4 cars must have turbo,
yeah,
and also they are looking a little bit different than R2 cars. And R2 cars can have atmosphere engine and or turbo engine, but they are not so powerful like a Rally 4 cars. So for sure, Rally 4 is going to be the quickest one. And R3, I think, is the main reason why this is slower than Rally 4 is the weight.
yeah. And it's especially bad if the car is heavy when it's only front wheel drive. And for sure, Rally 5 and R1, no chance. Those are just there. If you want a slow car, go with that. But no chance to win that class with Rally 5 car or R5, R1 car.
Actually, there is an interesting one thing that
Uh-huh.
a Rally 5 car is a faster than R2 car.
Okay. I This is something that, you know, you are not the only one who is saying that, but this is something that personally I don't believe that before I have tested with good setup. I just can't believe. But you know, many people are saying so. It's maybe true, but I can't believe before I have tested myself.
I can't remember really well now, but Rally 5 has a turbo,
Yeah,
so uh, so it already means that it is much more uh, not a faster, but it has more advantages than R2 with especially those cars which have atmosphere engines. So
yeah. But what I have heard, again, I don't have experience that there's some big limitations what you can set up on Rally 5 car.
yes, yes,
So I think in Rich and Burns Rally, because the setup matters a lot,
yeah,
that's the reason why I think that there's some potential thing on R3 cars if you just do a really good setup. But But again, this is just sitting here and guessing. But I can't believe before I test it myself. Then the final class, 5th class.
BMW, actually BMW E30 and BMW E36.
Yeah, rear-wheel drive cars for those who want to drive rear-wheel drive cars.
Yeah, so yeah, as I mentioned before, in our rally community, BMW is a really popular car, even the most popular car in the rallies.
Yeah, and especially the older one, the E30, has been really good car on Ritz and Burns Rally. I haven't driven the newer, the E36, but the older one, it's one of my favorites. What comes also to the physics, how those are done in Ritz and Burns Rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried also E30 and it is a really good car. When you understand that Lada FTS is a slower for you, and you just, and if you want to something faster, but at the same time you want to stay with the real driven car,
Yeah.
so I think this one is the best choice.
I agree. Those two cars, Lada and that BMW, those are really good rear-wheel drive cars. And especially the BMW, it's also really what was the word? Impressive car. You know, the engine sounds and that kind of thing. There is a lot of power, so it's really nice and good car. Should we quick go through the point system, and especially one question I have? There's a power stage. Is this new system, or did you have power stage on the previous seasons as well?
Yes, we had before.
Then I remember it wrong. But yeah, now there is a power stage, and it seems the power stage it's like the normal. 5 points for the winner, 4 points for the second place, third for the third place, 2 points for the fourth place, and 1 point for the fifth place. So nothing special for that. But then the proper point system, what would be the good way to go this through? But maybe the most important thing, top 15 get points.
Yeah, so we have the same system in the real life. So
Okay, well, I guess really many of these things are from real life, so no surprise that this point system is also.
yeah, and it is worth to mention that at the last round we have a I don't know how to say in English.
Say, somehow I try to catch what you are saying.
I mean the 7.3 rule.
7.3. Yeah. 1.5 time, more points.
Yeah.
On the last event, so it's like more important. And now it makes sense, I remember on the rally presentation that it's like long stages. And maybe, or then something special or interesting. And then
it is the same like in real life, and also at the same time with this rule, we're inviting drivers to drive a championship until the until the final stage, let's say.
Yeah, there won't be so big dropout on the participation, the amount of participation.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's a good way to do it. Personally, I don't like it, but I understand why you are doing it. But yeah, it's then a really important rally, the final one. I mean, it's more important, most important single rally of the season. You get simply more points of that. Yeah, I think the rule book is long, of course. It's official and there's basically every possible information that could be. But one thing I want to pop up is the tire rule. Would you like to say something about that? talk it quickly through before we go forward.
So yeah, it is a rule from the real life also. Our real championship, which we are trying to replicate. So the championship, the drivers of the championship are using the same compound tires, Pirelli ones, and yeah, and in this championship we are using intermediate gravel tires.
So yeah, it's it's quite clear and simple answer why it is like that, because it's also in real life, and it's interesting, you know. I remember first when I saw the rule, I was like, what? What is this? Why you are forced us driving on the intermediate tires? Then I remember I asked immediately that what is what is the point of this? And then you answer it, and I understood straight away that okay, it's really logical, simple, and good way to do it. And yeah, I think when we are on the dry surface, it doesn't affect a lot. When we are on the damp surface, of course, is the best tire for that, maybe. And then for the wet stages, it will be a little bit more slippery than with the wet tires. So basically, it's not so big deal at the end. Now when I have done some testing and I know how the car is feeling on that tire. But one thing I have to say that it requires a little bit different setup. At least if you are that kind of setup nerd that I am. There was some little changes that I wanted to do compared to the setup with dry tire. And it's interesting to see then if we get some really wet rally, how slippy it will be and how will the whole rally be, because it's so slippy and it will be quite difficult compared to something that we have used. Was there something else about the rules? I guess yes, there was the one drop race system, if I'm right.
Yes.
So there is 6 rallies on the season, and
Yeah.
to the final points of each driver, you count the best 5 races of the drivers.
You have started because
Yeah,
let's see if you are starting at the 5 events
yeah,
during the season, so we will count results of the best results. So so going back to the rule with the points. So also we are inviting people to drive all rallies and to not skip them.
yeah,
And also it is one more rule from the real life. And with this rule, I think we are getting a chance for everyone. Let's say you can crash on one of the events, and but still you have a chance to win the
yeah.
championship.
And it also encourages people to continue the World Championship. It's like it's only 6 rallies. So for example, if you crash on the second rally, it can feel that okay, the championship is over now because there is only 4 rallies left, and I scored 0 points now. So that's also a good rule for that. And of course, I mean, not all the driver who are driving this series, they maybe don't have so much time. So it's not at the end of the world. It's not the end of the championship hopes if there will be some weekend that they cannot drive, for example. So that is also one way how that rule helps maintain the amount of participants of during the whole season, I think. And maybe this also makes a little bit more attack from the drivers, because you have that one, you can take that 1-0 basically.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see. It's difficult to compare to any situation that if there is now more attack than normally, but maybe there will be a little bit more attack. Then final thing maybe from the rules the team championship, would you like to talk through quickly the system, how the team points are calculated? Because at least for my team, it was a big surprise. And we just understood it before the season, and I think we renamed our team like 1 hour before the closing time, before the first rally started.
So actually, team points are counted by adding points of 3 fastest team members.
Yeah.
And those members who they scored in in individual classifications. So
Yeah.
it sounds really difficult, but let's say that, for example, we have team X, and that team has 5 drivers.
Mm-hmm.
The maximum amount of drivers which team can have in the championship. So let's say that 3 drivers are driving with R5s, and they are finishing all of those 3 drivers finishing how to say, yeah, they're finishing event.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say then we are checking this driver. Let's say first driver was the first driver who managed to score a point in individual classification. So we are writing a point which he or she get from individual classification, and and so on till the third fastest driver. So
you have to like think it a little bit, read the rules twice or maybe 3 times, and then you get it. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but at the end it's not difficult, it's just different than normally, and again I guess it's from the real life.
Yes. Yeah, of course I didn't explain very clearly because of the English limitation, but yeah, if you have any questions, then you can write me, and I will try to explain in text at least, not in the voice.
Yeah, it's easier to explain on the text. I think those were the things that were good to highlight from the rules of this season, and then let's speculate at the end a little bit of the season, of the upcoming season, and basically the season that is going on at the moment. And because it's already started, because it's already going on, let's finish the thing, this episode, checking a little bit the rally and maybe shakedown results and that kind of thing. But before that, let's speculate a little bit about who will be the top drivers, who will be maybe a surprise there, which will be the best team, and that kind of thing. And also I want to know that how many drivers you are accepting to have now. There were those numbers, 250, 300, was it 350 in some season in the past? But now, what are the expectations for this season? But let's start with the drivers. What do you think? Have you checked a lot about the entry list and the drivers? Who will be the best? I think we could go this through like car class by class.
Yeah, so we can start with the e-LARC one.
Yeah, it's a logical way to start with one.
So yeah, what we have, let's see that the contenders to be in the top positions are Arūnas Gilys, the really fast driver, Lithuanian driver. So
yeah, there is 6 podiums and 11 stage win in his e-LARC history.
Yeah, and also he managed to win 3 places on the podium during those seasons.
Yeah.
Of e-LARC. So yeah, and last year he not only last year, but until this year, he was driving only R5s, but this year he decided to switch to Volkswagen PRC. So it's going to be interesting to follow him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting that he will try to put some pressure on foreign drivers.
Yeah.
I really hope.
And I remember that name from some earlier years that he has been fast. Then I guess the next name on the driver list, Damian Skupien. Also, I remember the name. I guess he's fast. There's no. Oh, there is information. Second place on two-wheel drive pro last year. So he is fast.
Yeah, I remember he was driving Rally 4 last year, and
Yeah.
he was a really fast driver on some stages. So kind of promising name to be on the top positions.
Yeah. And now it's like step up or even two step up what comes to the car.
Yeah. But he's experienced driver also, so.
Yeah. Then what is the next name that you spot? Let's say what are you spotting before I say what I was thinking.
So let's say that Daniel Freide,
Uh-huh.
The manager of Kilos Motorsport team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him from Czech planning times.
Yeah, same here.
So yeah, the same here with the Damian. So I hope that he will put some pressure.
Yeah, I remember it was 2019, I guess. He was fighting with Janne Lahanen on VRC with the R3 cars. Can't remember the year probably, but that kind of fight I remember. And one name I spot there's that kind of like with number 88, Augustonis Ignas. What do you think? What are your goals and hopes? What comes to your performance?
So I decided for this year to drive this car, but I'm not sure if I will stay with this. I've done some testing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, over 200 kilometers, but I'm not still confident with this car, and not sure, even not sure if I will be doing this rally, this current rally,
because of the no confidence feeling.
No, because there are some personal reasons, and
okay.
Not sure, but I really hope that I will try also to put some pressure for foreign drivers, and yeah.
Okay, then I think the next name that I spot is the Raivo Dabins.
Yeah.
It must be some e-LARC season where I remember the name. And there is one podium and 3 special stage win in his achievements in Atlantis game e-LARC.
Yeah, so he's a fast driver for sure, because as we can see, he has already 3 stage wins. Yeah, he was driving also R5s before this year, and this year he decided to go with Citroen. So yeah, one of the contenders for sure, but I know him personally. I'm chatting with him sometimes, so he has some limited time for RBR, but I really hope that he will try to put some pressure.
It's always good to have as many people as possible fighting for the wins. It makes it really interesting and make all of the drivers to push their limits. One interesting point at the moment, I was just looking about the cars, so almost all of the drivers are with the WR 1.6. There's some Ford Focus cars and Imprezas, one Skoda Fabia, but yeah, I would say quickly now when I look at the list, something like 70 or 80% of the drivers are with the newer WRC cars.
Yeah, so the next name, which I spotted, is of course really no name for in the RBR community, Vilja Pynninen.
Yeah, that was correct.
So yeah, yeah, the winner of VRC event, VRC Sweden.
Yeah,
he showed that he can be a really fast driver, and yeah, he will try to win here. I would see for sure. He won't be going just for fun, but I'm really expecting that his goals are pretty much the same as the VRC championship.
yeah, I know him really well. Ville is my teammate, and we have been doing some setup things together. And I have been in a co-driver seat of his R5 car last summer. So Ville is from real life rally driver also, and is it now 2 or 3 years, something like that? He has been on Ritz and Burns Rally, and the speed how he is developing is really fast and really quick. And already now he has been able to win, as you said, VRC event, and he has become one of the fastest drivers who are racing online at the moment. So
Yeah, yeah,
he Ville is really fast.
yeah, for sure. One of the contenders to win this category
Yeah.
for sure.
And I think this car suits really well his driving style. It's quite aggressive. So I think a car without a center differential, active center differential, should be good car for Ville. Ville. For Ville, I guess.
Okay.
Then is there any other? I know Gabriel Simpson from Janne Lahnen's Discord, but I can't remember how fast he is. Is he like able to win the whole thing, or is he like going faster and faster all the time? I can.
I would say that he's developing his speed on
Yeah.
Richmond
Okay.
Rally. I would say last year he was doing the championship with Fiesta Rally 4, and he was one of the fastest drivers. I remember that he won even some events in his category.
Okay. There's no information on the. Oh, this is just the overall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Okay.
one. So only for overall, but yeah, interesting choice that he will be driving Citroen. I would say the least popular car out of those 1.6 WRCs.
Yeah. There is not so many Citroens.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to follow him for sure.
3 Citroens. I quickly counted.
Okay. Yeah, and we have Joonas Lönn.
Yeah. There it
So
is. My own face on the web page.
so yeah, what are your goals? Let's see.
I want to win. That's really really clear and simple. I'm not here having fun. I want to win. Of course, I want to win.
So that picture really shows that you are really hyped about
Yeah,
it.
I am not playing here. I want to win.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
it's not just it's nice to say like that, but I really mean I want to win, and I like the car. It's my favorite car ever on Ritz and Burns Rally, and I have big. I think it will be fun to drive with the car, and I just hope that when I have fun when I'm driving, then I will be also fast. I don't know, but I hope that it will be like that, and at least the shakedown was good. So let's check. Interesting season coming up, and I'm looking forward for this really much.
Okay, so we can go to the second classification,
Yep.
e-LARC 2. So yeah, the first name which I spotted is Tobias Hult from Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check out. his statistics on Atlantis games to LARC.
Quite
And
good.
He has 2 event wins, 6 podiums, and 13 stage wins. So he is the champion of main classification from last year. So
yeah, second place on 2020.
Yeah. So I remember that last year he was driving Ford Fiesta Rally 2.
Yeah, now it's Skoda Evo.
Yeah, now he switched to this car, but he was driving this car on 2020, by the way.
Okay.
So it's really interesting choice to come back to Skoda once again. So
He's driving the Hyundai i20 WRC on VRC series, and in my opinion, those are quite similar cars. So maybe who knows? That is one reason he likes that kind of car.
yeah, so one thing for him, they knew that in this year he is going for Kila's Motorsport team. So he will be going. His Skoda will be painted in this team's colors, and I would say we can expect uh, at least one event win from him. I would say, because especially when we are seeing him dominating.
Yeah, that's true. And it hasn't been only the speed that is strong, but also the consistency. No big mistakes. So really difficult driver to beat. Then, what is the second? I mean, you know better the Lithuanian drivers? I have no idea about these names.
Pavel Stener, number 34.
Well, yeah, that I know really. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a consistent driver, and I would say he will be fast. Yeah.
Yeah, one podium and 2 special stage wins in e-LARC history.
Yeah. Then Bogdanovich Jurek.
For sure. I mean,
Really no name. Really no name here. So
yeah, and 34 special stage wins in e-LARC history, 3 podiums and 2 rally wins. So, I mean, there's so many special stage wins and only 2 rally wins. So I guess there has been some crashes also, but for sure there has been the speed.
I remember that he collected that number from one of the rallies. I can't remember which rally was exactly, but I think it was on 2019.
Yeah. Then he was 3rd place on 4-wheel drive pro class.
Yeah.
Those has been good times for Jurek. Then is there any good name or known names before Tommi Mäkinen? At least not for me.
No.
So Tommi Mäkinen, one of the, in my opinion, on the top 3 of the best Richard Bernshore drivers in the whole world at the moment. So it's extremely interesting to see the fight between Tommi and Tobias at the moment. I really want to see that happen, and now it will come, so it's really, really nice to see. 8 special stage wins, 2 podiums, and 1 rally win. Also a real-life rally experience. And also some iRacing, so lot of all kind of e-motorsport and real-life motorsport.
Yeah. Alien.
Yeah, for sure. Driving really clean. I mean, he's my teammate, and it's annoyingly clean how he's driving. It seems that there happens nothing, but then he's always faster. Really clean driver, extremely clean.
Yeah. So yeah, the next team I would mention is Lapinskas Remigius.
Yeah.
Also one of the fastest Latvian drivers. He will be for sure. So really
He's the driver
experienced.
who drives from the truck.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know how many people has seen the pictures, but on the Richard Burns related Discord servers, there was some pictures about the, how he's driving his truck driver in real life, and on the passenger seats he has the monitor there, and steering wheel and pedals and everything. So it's a really nice looking system and something really unique and special. And I just like really much the thing and situation that he's driving Richard Burns rally from his truck.
Yes.
Then is it Sadowski the next big name?
Yeah.
Adrian Sadowski. Let's check his statistic. 20 special stage wins, 5 podiums and 2 rally wins. Not bad. From Poland, from Killas Motorsport, as was Jurek and some other Polish guys as well. One interesting thing with Sadowski and Jurek, they are using the old Ford Fiesta R5.
Yeah.
Only drivers who are using that car. But I guess they must have some. Okay, there's some other drivers as well, but not many. I guess they have some good old setups from the old days on that car. And in my opinion, in Rich and Burns Rally, it doesn't matter so much if your car is a little bit old. I mean, I've been able to set good times with that car also, compared to the newer cars, the Fabia R5 Evo and those cars.
Yeah.
But,
So I think between all R5 cars on Rich and Burns Rally, there is no so much difference like in real life. So
yeah, for sure not. I mean, the old Ford Fiesta R5 is really slow compared to the new cars.
yeah.
But not in Rich and Burns Rally, and it's not realistic, but it's also a good thing. There can be more, understandable, really understandable, and then there is a chance that we have different kind of cars that people can choose. So if they like the Ford Fiesta, it's a short car, really reactive car, easy to turn in. If you like that kind of car, you can use the car without being slow. Then, is that Quintan Vialete the next name? Maybe?
Maybe, but actually, it is a really new name for me.
Yeah, I mean, new name also for me. I haven't seen the name before this year, but he did some really good stage times on the latest VRC event on tarmac. So it's a bit like a question mark how good he will be on gravel now, and that is that kind of possible surprise driver. I guess there's some potential, so that will be that kind of name that goes bigger and bigger during this season. I guess interesting to see.
Yeah. So the next one I would say is experienced Latvian driver, Usvils Kristaps. Yeah, he has 5 stage wins and 1 podium. Yeah, I know him from my RBR career. Has when I started to do RBR, so I remember him really well, and yeah, those stage wins also shows that we can expect from him some really good speed.
Yeah, stage wins and experience. That's quite good combo.
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah. Then the last name actually, which I would mention is Erkila Anti
mm-hmm.
from Fisorali team.
Yeah, my
Uh,
teammate again.
So yeah, I didn't expect so much from him until the shakedown, which finished on Wednesday. So, but during that shakedown, he showed a really good time.
Yeah,
So
and
promising.
Erkkilä is a really interesting driver. He's quite new in recent Burns Rally, but he has been really consistent. Normally the fast guys, new fast guys, they are fast but they are crashing. But with Antti it's going like another way around. He's not crashing and he's building up his speed step by step. You know, all the time controlling the situation really well. So it can lead a really good result. And I mean, there's like no stop visible that would stop the improvement. It's all the time, a little bit slowly, step by step by step, faster and faster and faster. So it can be even on during this season that he's on the first rally, for example, fourth fastest or fifth fastest, and then at the end of the season he's fighting for the podium all the time. There, I guess there will be the developing is not stopping. So this is interesting, really interesting, and a bit different kind of driver in recent Burns Rally that I have used to follow.
So yeah, can we go to the other
Yeah,
classification?
let's go to the third class.
So yeah, we have the first driver here in this list, Joonas. Yeah, a fast driver in Richmond's rally. Also, he's really experienced, and he's also a setup nerd, I would say. Also,
Okay.
Last year he was driving Fiesta Rally 4, and he showed some impressive pace, in my opinion. And this year he will stepping up by one step and
Yeah.
will drive Evo 9.
First place two-wheel drive rookie last year on the statistic is a promising thing.
Yeah, and also he's doing some real rallying in co-driver's seat, so another relation from real life. So.
Yeah, there's quite many real life rally drivers driving e-LARC, and I guess the how official this everything is. It's interesting the real life drivers maybe more than some other championships that are not so official.
So let's say that we have three different championships in our country. We have like League C, League B, and League A, and so who is behind the steering wheel? We have, let's say, I can't remember the name exactly, but the number exactly, but over 10, let's say.
Hmm?
And I would say the same number about the co-drivers also. So in total, over 20.
That's good. I guess you know better. I was looking the list forward and I don't know many names here. So maybe you have to spot the top drivers on this third class.
So yeah, we can see that a new driver, number 33,
Mm-hmm.
Ovidius Boliulis, he started to drive RBR only this year, but he haven't done so much events, but he did one or two events in the Stud Winter Series, which we held at the beginning of this year. So
Yeah.
he showed a really impressive pace, and as far as I remember, he even overtook. I know he was in the second place behind the Jana Lachanen.
Yeah. Okay, that being he can be again that kind of little bit surprising new name for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
big audience, let's say like that.
yeah. So we have also some with Rally 3 cars, promising drivers, but Yeah, so I would say Janne Lahtinen is the favorite to win here. Yeah.
We go down to the list. There's millions of drivers on this class, but there is Janne Lahanen's profile.
So yeah, I noticed that he really enjoys driving this car, at least in my opinion. So
Yeah. And I guess, there's Lönn setups on the sponsors. He should have quite good setups as well. One special stage win on the e-LARC history, but Janne was doing, I guess when he was driving, he was the front on the front wheel drive car class, so no overall
no,
achievements so much.
no,
But
no, no.
for sure a good driver, and yeah, I think my favorite also for this class. But it's difficult as I don't know so many of these names, so it may be that I just don't know. One interesting, yeah, continue.
Yeah, actually, you did a mistake actually because Janne draws e-LARC 2 years ago, and he was driving with R5s, and
Ah,
he managed to win one stage.
okay. Yeah, I can be wrong. I'm just I definitely can be wrong. One name I spot there is the Jaspar Baher. I think he's really young driver from Estonia. And
Yeah,
if I
he's
know
doing.
real life rallies also.
Yeah,
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 so it's interesting to see the pace on Written Burns rally. And then the number 106. This is interesting. If this is a real picture,
yeah.
I don't. You know better how to say her name.
Indra Janikaite.
Yeah, it's nice to see that there's not only men's driving but only women's also women's driving. I don't know, not all of the driver have a picture. Maybe there's even more, but at least one, and it's really
Yeah,
nice to see. And I
yeah,
I really wish that there will be more in the future because why not?
yeah, for sure.
I mean that is I really want to see the speed also. I'm looking forward to see how fast she can be.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you any information how much CSP driving resembles rally?
I'm not sure, but as far as you know, there is some like family related things.
Okay,
So yeah,
let's wait and see. There was one name also at the bottom of this really long list that I want to. It was this must be the most popular class, I think. It feels so. The list is so long. Number 216, Henry Rampanen. Really experienced Rittenberg rally. I mean, driver. He was winning stages. I remember when I started Rittenberg rally, he was driving also back then, like 10 years ago. And for example, now on the Sim Rally Masters that is going on at the moment, Henry did some really good stage times. So who knows? I know there is the speed and potential, but I guess that nowadays he just don't have so much time. But this is a short, only 6 rallies, so maybe he find times and be a surprise. It's interesting to see. I'm
yeah,
wishing all the time that there will be some kind of comeback because he was really fast when he was driving more. I remember, really difficult to win.
yeah. And also, yeah, I just now remembered one name, and 117 Mikas Bielinis. He's a beginner actually in Rich and Burns Rally, and also we had some pre-event testing rallies, tournaments, and he was the fastest driver with Rally 3 car.
Okay.
And it is a unknown name for me, even he's from Lithuania,
Yeah,
but I think he must be one of the season surprises for sure.
it's interesting to see, and these are just the names that we know already, but it would be just a really good thing. I mean, just go and surprise us, whoever there is listening. It will be really nice.
Yeah.
Get some new names on the top of the leaderboards. There's one guy from Korea, I think 123.
Yeah.
That's also nice.
Yeah. And also we have one driver from Vietnam,
Okay.
156.
Yeah, I spot. It's also nice to see some
Yeah.
not so normal countries in Western Burns Rally, new countries.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people on those countries. Especially I'm hoping from Asia, a lot more drivers. There's a lot of people, so I think there's good potential. Get a lot more drivers in Western Burns Rally also. Should we move to the fourth class?
Yeah.
And again, I not so many familiar names for me, so you have to do the spotting. I think I only basically know my teammates here.
So yeah, number 19, Mantas Kutka. He's doing real rallying stuff, driving Volkswagen Polo. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a fast driver in the real life, so it's going to be interesting to see how he will how he will be doing in. Yeah.
I think generally those drivers who are fast in real life, they can be fast on race and burns rally if they just have time.
Yeah.
You know, many things what comes to the driving is the basics are somehow quite similar. If you know how to be fast on real life, it's quite easy to learn how you be fast on race and burns rally, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So of course he's one of the contenders in the
Yeah.
championship. Then I would say the another Lithuanian driver, Edvinas Meškauskas, a new name in Richmond Bunts Rally, but in the Stadets Winter Series, he managed to win second place in the same classification, which
Yeah.
is the e-LARC 4. So a new driver, early consistent, but he's a promising one,
Yeah.
of course, I would
For
say.
sure. If a new driver can perform good on started winter series, there must
Yeah,
be some potential.
yeah, he's developing his pit also. So nice to see a guy from my town also.
Yeah. He will have the home rally also on this series.
Yeah, yeah. Then we have 161 Irmantas Buividas, another Lithuanian driver.
Yeah.
He's doing also real rallying stuff. This year he bought Ford Fiesta R2T, the first generation of R2 Turbo Fiesta,
Yeah.
and yeah, and he will be driving here a little bit newer car, Rally 4, but uh, I hope that he will be doing really good even in Richmond Bunts Rally, of course. And it is a really interesting thing that he started his rallying career on Richmond Bunts Rally,
That's nice to hear.
and later he done some slalom events. Then he went step by step to with rally championships, and yeah, now he has a really good car for beginners. So
Yeah. Then I can spot one name. Jyrki Niemelä from Finland, from Fisu Rally team. I mean, he is fast. He does a lot of rallies with front wheel drive car in recent Burns Rally. And you can see his profile picture, there's some trophies background, so there is some in real life rally experience as well. So for me, of course, I don't know so good those other names, but I'm accepting that Jyrki will be one of the best, or maybe even the best. I'm really, he's really good with the front wheel drive cars.
yeah, yeah, VRC results already shows that
Yeah, and there's
really
some
show that. So yeah,
statistic 2019, first place, two-wheel drive pro in e-LARC. 2020, second place, two-wheel drive pro. So almost a perfect what he has done on the previous seasons that he has been driving.
Yeah, and at the 2020 at the same classification, the champion was Patrick Ackerfeld.
Yeah,
A really fast driver.
yeah. So it's almost impossible to win. So
Yeah, it is a shame that we don't have him, but
yeah, he is in the army. But
okay.
who knows? It's ending quite soon. So who knows on the some part of the season if there will be Patrick driving. I don't know. Let's see. But for sure, not full season because he is not entered yet. Then I think Aleksi Paakkinen, he is like getting experience more and more all the time and also speed. So I don't know if he is already on the level that he could fight for the championship, but I think he's on the level that he can fight for the single wins of single rallies. But who knows? He is on the level that he can fight for the overall championship as well.
Would agree also, and yeah, going back to VRC, so he shows some really good
Yeah,
speed on some stages, so it is a promising name,
yeah.
even on e-LARC. So yeah, and also the last name on this list, which is fourth dimension, is Klaudas Bačinskas, 163 number. Yeah, so another real rally driver from real life. So he has some stage wins, as we can see, 3 stage wins.
Mm.
Previous year he was driving R5 car, but this year he decided to switch to a Rally 4. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, third place in four-wheel drive rookie class 2020.
Yeah, so another real rally driver and e-LARC. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
But yeah, some names also on this class, so there will be for sure good fight for the championship. And then to the final car class, e-LARC 5.
Yeah.
I think you can go again and then I spot something if I know something. At least I know the Finnish guys.
So yeah, we can start with Fregis, number 6.
Yeah.
He won last year in 4BD rookie class,
Yeah.
so he a really consistent driver in my opinion, and one of the contenders to be on the top in the podium at the end of season. Yeah.
Mr. Arek, non-Finnish guy that I can spot.
Yes, Mr. Arek, for sure one of the contenders to win P1.
Yeah, and I mean, and the M3 Cup, he was really good. I think
Yeah.
he take the second place overall, if I'm right.
Yeah, and actually he was a surprise of that championship.
Yeah. And yeah, with the same car now on the Simralu Master, he also did a really good event without mistakes. So there's that consistency and also the speed. And of course, tarmac is a stronger surface for Arek than gravel. But the gravel wasn't bad either. And for sure, there's potential to be faster on the gravel as well. And now he has to do rallies on gravel, so I guess he will be better on the gravel because of that. Is there then some names before the finish? Can you spot? Do you know anything?
I would say number 24, Jason Murphy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, consistent driver, and he's gaining experience with participating in other championships and other series, but we can see that he's developing his speed.
Yeah. I haven't really followed how he's doing on the championship. I just know the name from the Janne Laahanen's Discord, and yeah, but I cannot say anything about the speed. I just know the name.
Yeah. Then we can go to 183. Ronnie Lotjanen.
Yep.
Yeah.
My teammate, and Ronnie is not racing so much, not so much online events and championships, but there is the speed. And I think especially with this car, or that car, he has the newer BMW. But anyway, I think one of the best names to win this whole thing, to challenge the Fregis and Mr. Arek.
Yeah.
That is for sure. And yeah, Juho Koskilami, he's driver from real life, and I guess there would be speed, but just no time to drive, so I guess we can't count him to fight for the championship.
Yeah.
Some good stage times, yes, but if I'm right, he just don't have time enough for Written Burns Rally, and yeah, those are the names that I know.
Yeah, and the last name Aras Kaleda 198. So yeah, another driver from real life, and he's driving to be honest, not the same car, but kind of similar car. But yeah, he as I mentioned before, he hasn't skipped any e-LARC event yet, and yeah, for during previous years he was driving R5s, but all the time he was mentioning when we will get BMW, and finally we have this. And
Yeah, he has been waiting so long, and now it is here, so there must be some motivation.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that was the top drivers that we are expecting to perform good, and again, go and surprise us. It will be
Yes,
nice. And
but of course we haven't mentioned all of them, so of course everybody has the same
yeah,
chances, and
yeah, those were just the names that we know good, but of course we don't know anything, or you know, we know something, but not all of the drivers and their potential.
yeah.
Then let's quickly check the teams. I mean, really quickly before
Okay.
telling viewers about the ongoing rally and the shakedown, and then let's go to sleep. But the teams that I recognize, of course, Killas Motorsport and Fisu Rally team. Those are the teams that I recognize. But what is the best team from Lithuania? There's some, of course, many teams, but what do you think? What will be the best?
I would say DAS Performance. Actually, it is uh, a team, uh, last year's winners team, but
Okay, but
they
there is
have a
only
new.
two drivers.
Actually, I see that there should be three drivers, but I forgot
Okay,
to
well then
import
it's a
one of
little
them.
bit better situation.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So yeah, I think they will be one of the strongest among the
yeah,
Lithuanian teams.
maybe a challenger for Fisu and Killas.
Yeah,
There is Gylius Arunas, and then, well, you can say the second name.
Mr. Joonas,
Yeah, and do you remember the third driver?
Klaudas Bučinskas.
Those were the names on DAS Performance, and then of course Killas Motorsport. I think these names are so familiar in written virtual drivers that it's really simple that it's going to be a really strong team. Ult Tobias from Sweden, even this is a Polish team. And then Pavel Steiner, Jurek Bogdanovic, Adrian Sadowski, and Daniel Freide. So, yeah, really tough team. And interesting that four of these drivers are on the second car category, and then Friday is on the first category. But yeah, when we think about the point system, it's maybe a good thing. And Fisu, there's 2 teams, but of course the first team is the team that we are going to challenge. And there is Tommi Mäkinen, Janne Laahanen, Ville Pynnönen, Aleksi Paakkinen ja Joonas Lönn. And yeah, it will be interesting to see. I like. There's a tough fight for the team wins, in my opinion. And
yeah. Last year we used the same system, and the fight was really tight until the last round, until the championship finished. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, I can see that SimSpot Utena team is a team of newcomers in Rich and Burns Rally, but at the same time they are consistent and they are really motivated.
Yeah, I remember these names and faces are the what you were saying that are going to be good.
Yeah, so I am talking with them time by time because their hoop, their simulators are standing from my home like 300 meters away. So
There was one of those who was in our chat some time ago. There was a message that hello from Sim Spot.
Yeah, I think yeah.
But yeah, that was the team. I mean, I guess there will be quite many teams for the fight of the podium, the third place, and for example the top 5. That it will be quite a long task to go all of them through. But if you are interested, go to see on this webpage. Again, it's really cute and nice. Go and check. If you don't have anything else to say about the teams, I think we can move forward to speak. At the end, speak a little bit on the upcoming rally. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's go.
One question about the current season. How many drivers do you think there will be? What is the goal? Or is there any talks or goals?
At this moment, we have over 200 drivers, but we don't have any goals for this number. But we would like to have over 250. But I really hope we will achieve this. But it won't be a problem if we wouldn't. The main thing that we are preferring that is quality, not quantity. So
yeah,
yeah,
quality over quantity.
Yeah,
I like it. Then to the rally that's going on already. It started. Well, what was the day it started?
on Tuesday.
Yeah,
No.
and
No. On Thursday. Thursday. Sorry.
Yeah, and it will end on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2 days still open. The rally go and drive. And should we start with the shakedown results?
Yeah.
I can go those quickly through, and then you can analyze a little bit what you think about the shakedown. Would that be a good deal? I guess yes, because you say nothing. Joonas Lönn was the winner of the shakedown, 222.4. Then Tommi Mäkinen second place, 243.4. So there was 1 second gap. And Tobias Huld on third place, 4 tenths slower than Tommi. Then it was Ville Pynnönen, Julius Arunas, Pavel Steiner and Gabriel Simpson. Antti Erkkilä, Ignas Augustonis and Janne Laahanen, and all those names are the names that we were just talking when we were guessing who will be fast on this season. What do you think about the shakedown?
Yeah, so Shakedown really showed that we can expect a fight between VRC versus R5 drivers.
Yeah.
So looking at the split times, so we can see clearly that VRC cars are faster on really fast sections where you're going flat out when you have really fast corners. But on the other hand, R5s, we can see that they are faster on more technical sections.
Yeah, it's quite clear. Those who don't know, the shakedown was Rally Poland shakedown reverse in Wristen Burns Rally, and it begins with really long straight, then a few medium corners, and again a long straight, heavy braking, and then basically accelerating the next 5 or even 700 meters. So it really fast at the beginning. Then it goes like middle technical, and at the end really technical. So the gap between the Joonas and Tobias on the first split was over 1 second, where the stage is really fast. And Joonas had the WRC car and Tobias had the R5. And then on the final split, on the finish, the gap is only 4 tenths when we look at the first run of the shakedown, for example. Was there anything else interesting you spotted on the shakedown?
So yeah, Jani Lachanen, he managed to be in top 10.
Yeah, of course, being fastest on his class, but also on the top 10, which is a really good with that big, old, and slow car.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I said, all these names were the names that we were talking when we were guessing the fastest driver. So I think we were not really wrong. And Antti Erkkilä, for example, they on the position 8th. Oh, and yeah, it's really tight the top. But of course, you had short stage, 3 runs. There will be bigger gaps on the rally for sure. But still, I think we can say because of the shakedown that it will be quite tight the fight, at least on the overall ranking and for sure on the second class at least. Have you checked the results of the other classes? For example, the front wheel. Not so easy to check on the Rally Simfan webpage. For example, the front wheel drive cars, because those are not in the same category on this webpage.
So actually, I remember that Hirki Niemela was the fastest. No surprise for sure.
Yeah, no surprise. I can just check the third. Oh, I checked the first run because there's not so much retirements, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah. So Alexei Pakinen was the second, and third place Tom Skinans.
Yeah.
And yeah, the fourth was Edinas Meškauskas, who I mentioned before.
Yeah. And where is the fastest BMW? That is interesting to check. And who it was. But of course, one thing we really have to remember now that the shakedown was not mandatory. There will be many drivers, or there is many drivers who didn't take part on the shakedown. For example, we are missing Jurek, we are missing Sadowski here on those names that we just talked.
So yeah, the fastest driver in e-LARC 5 category was Simdiņš Kristers from Latvia. Yeah, then Jason Murphy, the second place.
Okay.
And the third place, Ignas Brodkovskis from Lithuania.
Yeah.
But of course, we haven't seen Mr. Arek, so.
Yeah, and Ronnie didn't take part of the shakedown, so, and many names are missing, so we will have a lot better information after few days when the first event is over and finished. Should we look quickly how the situation is at the moment on the first rally that is open?
Let's go.
Let's go and check. I just quickly try to find it from on the list.
Yeah, so interesting thing that we have already 117 drivers who have started this rally, so a good number.
Yeah, and 68 has finished the rally.
Yeah.
That is the situation at the moment. And yeah, should we look the final standings at the moment? Maybe that's enough at the end of this episode.
I would say yes.
Let's go with the, well, overall, it's Steiner Pavel leading with Skoda Fabia R5. And, well, a name that we target. And Janne Lahanen on second place, 18 seconds behind of Steiner. And then I try. Joonas Justas. Was that even close?
Yeah.
On third place from Lithuania with Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. So there's two category 3 drivers on top 3 at the moment on the overall standings. We can see that Aleksi Paakkinen is leading his category, the front wheel drive category, overall position 5 at the moment. And there's comment from him that good rally. So who knows, there is the win coming, but of course we have to wait still a few days. Yeah, Jasper Vaher, position 7 overall, a name that we were talking about. Do you spot anything else interesting here at the moment? I go quickly through the retirement list. Lapinskas has retired, a name that we mentioned. The driver was driving from the truck. Jyrki Niemelä is there. I just remembered it before I saw the name. So that is quite a big thing. I mean, Jyrki was my favorite to win the 4th class.
Oh, okay. So we have a surprise that Jyrki crashed.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a big off and really good situation for Alex now, because Alex is leading that class.
Yeah.
And can I spot anything else from the retirement list? Nope. Have you any thoughts about the standings at the moment?
So we can just sit here and guess. We just have to wait. Late Tuesday.
Yeah. What was the time when the rally ends? Was it 11?
Yeah, 11, 1 minute before 12 p.m. in Central European time.
Yeah. So there's still time, and I guess many of those top drivers that we were guessing that will be good are not started yet. So let's wait and see. But if you don't have anything else to say about the results at the moment, or anything about the whole e-LARC, the topic of this episode, I think we are ready. And I quickly check the chat. There's no questions. And again, feel free to ask on the YouTube comment afterwards if you are listening this later. I'm sure that Kuberis will be there and can answer to your questions. And I can answer if there's some question that I know something. And is it time now to say thank you and goodbye and good night?
So yeah, actually my last word is yeah, I really would like to invite everyone to start here. And also a big thanks to our sponsors, Atlantis Games, Black and Round, Simulator Academia, Lithuanian Automobile Federation, and big thanks to them.
Yeah, I try to remember to put the links of those sponsors on the video description of YouTube when I upload this to YouTube tomorrow. But yeah, big thanks to Uberis.
Thank you for your invitation.
And thanks for listening. And it won't be long time when we are live again with Recent Burns Rally in English. So let's see. Then it's totally different kind of topic, but there will be more people and it's like a normal episode. This was a little bit like a special one around this really amazing and good championship that we have in Recent Burns Rally. I have nothing more to say.
Yeah.
Let's put the intro going and let's wish good night to everyone and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Richard Burns Rally Podcast in English! Easygoing RBR talk with honest opinions. Topical races, topics and quests. Welcome.